Whatever happened to Elon coming on The Daily Show?
Oh, he came on and it was great. I thought it was a productive conversation. I don't know. The whole thing occurred. I guess we did a bit on Doge, and I obviously came up with all kinds of billions of dollars that we could save from subsidies and corporate thing and blah, blah, blah. That was the real cost savings to me. He said, not us. We didn't make any entreaty. He said, I'll come on the show if you air it unedited. And we went, sure, fine. That's how most of them air. So sure, what the And then he said, you're a propagandist. And he started to back away. And I said, look, you come on or don't come on, but don't pretend like I don't live up to a standard. And that is the last I think Tesla was at, at least 80% of its value at that point. And it's since, I think, plunged to whatever it is, obviously not connected. But I did DM him. Is that a thing? I texted him and just said hey, man, so is there somebody I should, have our guys reach out to make this happen? And I got ghosted.
You got ghosted by Elon.
I got left on red, man.
There's no question that since Wisconsin, Elon Musk himself knows that he is becoming a more toxic brand. I mean, the man can't even go and play video games anymore because the people that he's playing with are all harassing him online. And so he is himself feeling more and more isolated. He's posting less on X. He's distancing himself a little bit more from the administration. And I think that he understands that he's the most unlikable person in this country.
I mean, that's a core patriotic idea, is that we should be prioritizing the American worker, not these billionaires. We should be making sure that everyone's rights are protected and expanded, not being taken away by a guy who honestly just doesn't care about you. Yeah. I think that we should be retaking that brand for the American worker.
And I assume you don't mean literally stealing it when you talk about Elon Musk.
I mean, Elon Musk, let me be very clear, has been trying to shut down the phone lines that people use to call into Social Security. He's talking about calling our seniors fraudsters, talking about cutting the $65 a day that seniors get in Social Security, while he funnels $8 million a day in federal contracts to himself. Look, they might try to call it legal, but I think when the story is ultimately told on this, Elon Musk has been illegally using his undue influence running the White House to funnel billions of dollars for himself. That's theft, that's corruption, and I think that any other country looking at us goes, oh my God, what happened to America? How are these billionaires being allowed to have such enormous conflicts of interest?
So I think the protests are really starting to bug them. I don't know if it's the number of protests or the number of people protesting or the fact that the protests really aren't going away and they keep seeming to grow. I don't know if it's the tenor and good humor and peaceful nature of the protest that's bugging them, but I think they're really getting bugged. I think it is really getting under their skin. And here's one way we can tell. Let's say you're the head of a big car company, and then something happens to your car company. And it's not happening to all car companies. It's not happening to the car sector, right? In fact, it's not happening to any other car company at all. It's only happening to your car company, and it's not good. Headline, CNN, Tesla profits plunge. Headline, Washington Post, Tesla earnings plunge. Headline, New York Times, Tesla's 71% drop in profit. Headline, USA Today, Tesla profits fall 71%. Headline, Wall Street Journal, Tesla profit sinks. Headline, Reuters, Tesla sales skid. If you are the head of a company that is having a day like that, how do you spend that day? How do you spend that day that news breaks everywhere?
We don't want your Nazi cars, take a one-way trip to Mars. We don't want your Nazi cars, take a one-way trip to Mars.
Elon Musk is 100% the most hated man in America. The Tesla takedown protests have helped to decimate Tesla's stock value, but that only goes so far. It's not just Elon who's bleeding America dry, it's every tax-dodging billionaire. As Laverne Cox said on The View, trans people are less than 1% of the population. Trans people are not the reason you can't afford eggs. We're not the reason that you can't afford healthcare. We're not the reason that you can't afford a house or that your rent is too high. I think they're focused on the wrong 1%.
Why are we going to Mars?
Well, we're definitely
this is a change of subject, but it's not about going to Mars to visit once, but it is to make life multiplanetary, so that we can expand the scope and scale of consciousness to better understand the nature of the universe and to ensure the long-term survival of civilization in the hopefully unlikely event that something terrible happens to Earth, that there is a continuance of consciousness on Mars.
This is a backup plan in case something bad happens here, going to Mars.
That's one of the benefits of Mars, is life insurance for life collectively. So eventually, all life on Earth will be destroyed by the sun. The sun is gradually expanding, and so we do, at some point, need to be a multi-planet civilization, because Earth will be incinerated.
We need to harvest this near universal disdain for Musk and his ilk to push for an actual wealth tax. People who are in favor of criminalizing homelessness or ostracizing trans people and deporting immigrants and just generally punching down on people who are the most vulnerable to the whims of this administration, they need to take a moment to ask themselves who is actually harming this country, who is making their lives demonstrably worse, and who has the resources to fight back. Most folks are just trying to survive under incredibly difficult circumstances, often with little or no support. And meanwhile, billionaires who have virtually unlimited resources frequently exert a massively detrimental influence on our society, from lobbying against public services to dodging taxes and widening inequality. Instead of targeting the most vulnerable, maybe we should be focusing our attention on those with the most power and the least accountability.